Right now at noon, a public meeting in Miami answers questions and concerns about a former tire production plant.
And we're getting more sunshine out there. Temperatures climbing once again. We'll have a look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, authorities in Joplin ticket a homeless woman, but some residents are pushing back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Snowy. One woman's story sparks a movement. What started as a routine police encounter with a homeless woman in Joplin has ignited a petition drive calling for policy changes. The incident over the weekend is now raising questions about how the city treats some of its most vulnerable residents. KOAM's Ty Park sat down with the parties involved to dig deeper into the issue and the ordinances involved.
That her blanket and her food bowl are considered camping gear. My dog's food bowl is considered camping gear, which is not, because it's dog's food and water bowl, and that's why it was camping gear is prohibited.
Kayla Head was waiting for the mini Hackney Center to open Saturday morning, and when she was ticketed for camping. The police chief tells KOAM that Kayla Head violated the ordinance by taking up the entire bench that Saturday morning. It's not the first time she's been ticketed for related ordinances, and it has a group of residents forming a petition to take to the city council.
Jail for essentially tickets that came from jaywalking or sitting on a bench inappropriately, nonviolent crimes and non-threatening crimes that end them up in jail because they don't have any resources to pay their fines, so they don't go to court.
The petition is calling for the city council to end ticketing and arrest for nonviolent survival-related actions, but to see these resources redirected toward housing and support services.
Getting the word out there and letting people know how the homeless individuals in our area are being treated, because there are certain places where they know to go throughout the day that they won't get in trouble.
Mayor of Joplin tells KOAM that they are working with area agencies to address and help those in the homeless community.
We definitely cannot police our way, arrest our way out of homelessness in our community. It's going to take all of us working together with compassion in our hearts to do the next right thing and help those citizens who are a little down on their luck right now. But that does not excuse anyone in our community, whether they be housed or unhoused, from breaking the laws and the ordinances that we have on the book that governs how we are going to conduct ourselves inside the city limits of Joplin.
Oh, I don't know why they're doing this. We're doing the best we can, trying to be on the list and do everything we're supposed to try and get housing, and it's not moving forward right now.
In Joplin, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Joplin city officials tell KOAM that the homeless community is given grace due to their circumstances. The petition can be signed up until October 20th. Let's check in now with Chris Warner for a look at today's forecast.
Yeah, we've started with, again, some clouds, some fog, a few isolated showers. None of that business out there now. Skies have cleared, and it is sunny. It is warm. As our camera downtown Pittsburgh. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line. Looking back to the north, plenty of folks out for that midweek lunch. So another very warm day. Yesterday started at 64, made it 11 degrees above normal, getting close to record levels again, but not quite there. And we shouldn't be there, but it is still going to be warm as we are already into the upper 70s, some low 80s across the area this afternoon. And of course, temperatures will continue to climb as we head through the rest of the afternoon as well. Through our evening, though, clear skies tonight, upper 70s by 7, eventually into the upper 60s, near 70 by 11 o'clock tonight. Now, of course, there's no cloud cover, so the warm air we have will dissipate a bit. We're still above average overnight tonight, but we'll fall back again into the upper 50s and low 60s. Now, as we head into this upcoming weekend, we are still tracking those thunderstorm chances. Some strong to potentially severe storms are also possible. We're going to break down the details and go over some new data with you in the full forecast. That's coming up here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. We'll catch you in just a bit. Well, voters in Miami failed to approve a $14.7 million school bond yesterday. The 12-year bond would have built a new elementary school to replace 2 aging buildings from the 1950s. This would have moved Washington and Roosevelt elementary students into a modern facility at Will Rogers. We have more details on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. And representatives from Michelin faced questions from the public last night about ongoing efforts to clean up benzene contamination at Miami's old BF Goodrich tire plant. KOAM's Blake Gully has more.
Decades after the BF Goodrich tire plant shut down, work continues to clean up contaminated groundwater beneath the property. Michelin, now responsible for the site, says the treatment system is showing results in removing harmful chemicals like benzene, which can cause long-term health risk.
It is an effective technology for removing benzene mass from the subsurface, and it is working as designed, just based on the operations monitoring data that we've collected, and also some of the groundwater monitoring data that's been collected. Benzene and LNAPL mass in the subsurface continue to be removed, again, based on the data that we've collected, and that is being treated.
Company leaders say the cleanup system has been running smoothly and continues to reduce contamination underground. They emphasize that the technology is working, and it is cleaning the groundwater while keeping emissions within safe limits. Still, some residents say that they want more transparency, especially for the families who live or go to school near the site.
There's a lot of families, a lot of kids that go to school right next door to it, and just so that they would have some peace of mind.
For longtime residents and activists, that peace of mind has been decades in the making.
I myself worked in one of those buildings for 15 years when the plant was operating. All of us worried during the years of operation, and then when it went quiet, it went silent, we wondered what lay beneath, and now we know there really is a substance down there, and we're really gonna not rest until it's all gone.
Reporting in Miami, Blake Gully, KOAM News.
Michelin says the groundwater treatment system will continue operating into 2026 with more progress expected in the months ahead. And coming up, workers at a recycling center in southeast Kansas look toward an uncertain future. And later, we're making stovetop roast in the Mr. Food test kitchen. Well, the SEK Recycling Center has operated in Crawford County for more than 2 decades, but now those running the nonprofit say it's at risk of closing as soon as by the end of the year. Now, recent years have brought on financial stress as money brought in by materials remains the same or even decreases as operating costs continue to grow. Now, on average, the center loses $10 for every card that comes through with a donation. Staff have even met with a consultant to see where they can make cuts, but they say community support is needed for them to survive. And with the government shutdown rolling toward a third week, many nonprofit organizations have pulled in as many volunteers as possible to provide for communities in need. As Maya Ellison reports, food banks in Arkansas are looking to feed that need.
Them already done, all of them done.
All hands are on deck Monday morning, hoping to help those affected by the government shutdown.
I want everybody. I don't want no one to go without no food. It's not fair for us to go home with groceries, but they don't have anything.
That's Deborah Strickland Allen, founder of First Ward Living Grace Food Pantry in Pine Bluff. She and her team spent the morning filling boxes for those in need of assistance.
They sent a truck down here this morning with good items for the people. Good items. Frozen dinners, they have chicken, they have ground chuck, they have ground beef, they have onion.
The items you see were provided through the Arkansas Food Bank. Allen says they wanted to make sure everyone was taken care of.
They just pull up here at the church parking lot and they'll load them up. They'll load them up.
Thank you.
CBS News reports that federal employees began receiving layoff notices Friday, and more than 4,000 federal workers could soon lose their jobs. That's thousands of families now wondering when they'll see their next paycheck.
We have 17,000 federal employees within our Central Arkansas service area. With that, if they're the sole breadwinner for the family, that means that entire family now is going to be wondering where their next meal is coming from.
Claire Tiffin with the Arkansas Food Bank says the shutdown not only leaves employees in a bind, but the food bank feeling the effects as well.
I would say the biggest concern is a long shutdown. SNAP, WIC, all the USDA product is good through October. But if we go into November, we could see those services be impacted.
But that isn't stopping their preparations or their mission to help.
We're doing emergency fundraising so that we can make sure we have extra food available. Emergency fundraising also helps us to do distributions that are more than what we had already planned for.
And still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
In the mood for something warm and comforting? We're cooking up a pot roast today that might be one of the easiest recipes ever. So join us for lots of oohs and ahs.
And we're tracking thunderstorm chances heading into this upcoming weekend. We'll have a full look at your forecast, break down what you need to know right after this. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon on what has turned out to be another sunny and warm day. So let's see if this is October the 15th. Based on our temperatures, we're now on September 45th because it's continuing to stay well above average across the region. Let's start with that look outside. Downtown Pittsburgh. And again, it is sunny, it is clear, and that's how things have been looking all day. And you know, maybe sometimes we want to show you these things, sometimes we don't want to show you these things. The future track, though, for today, not really showing us much of anything across the area, which, again, you know, we'll get to eventually. But otherwise, we're not doing so bad. So, yeah, sorry guys. No. It's all right. It's all right. So for you folks at home, I have a thing in my ear, and it's the voices in my head, and I talk to it sometimes, but we're all good. See, we're fine now. That's how we roll, but it's all right because, like I said, the future track today, tomorrow, not really all that much to show us out there. Now, clouds are expected to gradually increase on our Thursday. Now that we're a little later in the day today, we talked about our short-range future track that goes like 2.5 days out. Well, as each hour goes by, you know, it moves an hour on down the way. So we have a slightly better look at Friday night storms heading into early Saturday morning. So nothing to worry about. A few isolated showers possibly during the day Friday, but here we go. 8 o'clock Friday evening. We start seeing some isolated showers, couple of rumbles of thunder, and then here comes that line. Now it's bigger, as you can see, than what it was when we stopped at 1 o'clock in the morning. Now it's through Yates Center, Fredonia, down toward Independence, back toward Howard, Sedan, and Eureka. Look at how quickly that thing moves, though. But from 1 a.m. to about 5 a.m., it is now crossing I-49. This is why damaging wind at this point is looking to be the primary concern. So this is about 5 a.m. This line of storms, strong, potentially severe storms, rolling through rather quickly, but then we get new development that takes place and moves east pretty quickly as well. So we've moved far enough that our data now runs through 7 a.m. Saturday. So we're talking right before parade time. Now, if this gets through here fast enough and we don't get any additional development for a little bit, parade may be okay, but we're going to be cutting it close. We still at this point have that level 1 out of 5 risk for strong to low grade severe storms late Friday into early Saturday morning. And then we've got to deal with what's expected Saturday, which we'll get to in a moment. Again, today though, highs mid 80s, southeast winds 5 to 10. We've got those clear skies. Those will continue. We're in the low 60s, upper 50s tonight, and clear skies expected for most of the day tomorrow. Still about the mid 80s out there, and then clouds will increase late in the day. So here's that longer one. It goes a little further, and we're going to take it to about the same time. So by 10, as you can see, it still thinks these storms may be here a little earlier than what the other one was that we showed you, but at least after 8 o'clock tomorrow is when we'll start to see, Friday. All right, so 5 a.m. Saturday. And remember, you just saw 5 a.m. Saturday on the short-range future track. It's getting a little more precise. This is just showing that rain's possible in this region. But as we continue through Saturday, we still have those chances for thunderstorms, some of which could be strong to low-grade severe, which is, again, right now, why the higher risk still encompasses part of our area. So Monette, Mount Vernon, Cassville, Anderson, even back toward Neosho. We want to keep an eye on this. Hopefully, it continues to get pushed off to the south and east. That would certainly be nice. But we still want to stay very weather-aware Friday into Saturday, especially, again, with all the stuff happening in Carthage this weekend. Between here and there, mid-80s, upper 70s, Saturday, Sunday. It's an October day. We should be about the low 70s, and that's where we'll be. But enjoy it, because it will be done as soon as we go into Monday. We start with that roller coaster ride of temperatures, 70s and 80s, with a few additional scattered shower and thunderstorm chances by next Wednesday. So again, not a major severe weather outbreak this weekend. It's just the timing puts it where a lot of folks are going to be outside, and you really have got to be weather aware.
For fall festivities, you're not used to it being almost severe weather.
Yeah, for this time of the year, I mean, we can get it anytime, but it's we just want to make sure we're on it.
Absolutely, Chris. Thanks. We'll stick around. We're making stovetop roast in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Howard is making stovetop roast in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
As the weather starts to cool down, we're on the lookout for recipes that are warm and comforting. And I can't think of anything better than a slow-cooked one-pot roast that is brimming with flavor. If that sounds inviting, check this out. We start off by searing a boneless beef pot roast in a heavy soup pot. Searing it locks in the juices as it cooks, which ensures that every bite will be as moist as can be. Once it's browned, we season it with a combo of off-the-shelf spices and top it with a bunch of onions and a large can of chopped tomatoes. Now we cover it, reduce the heat to low, and let it simmer for a couple hours until it's fork tender. This is the perfect dish to make on the weekend and serve all week long. When it's done, all that's left to do is cut it across the grain and call your family to the table. You can bet they'll be running to get their share. And as you dish this up, don't forget to spoon all that flavor-packed sauce over it. Whether you serve it with traditional mashed potatoes or a low-carb mashed cauliflower, you can't miss. The recipe for our easy stovetop roast is waiting for you on our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a warm and inviting way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find today's recipe on KOAMNewsNow.com. Now let's take a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, today, tomorrow, most of Friday still looking good, but we do have that potential for some strong to low-grade severe thunderstorms late Friday and into Saturday morning. So again, if you're heading to Maple Leaf, heading out for the weekend, you just want to make sure you're staying weather aware because these storms will be coming in through the morning and possibly lasting into the early afternoon.
Rain on the parade.
Certainly don't, Chris. Thanks. Do you have any first later on today?
Well, lots coming up at 5. For starters, there's growing concern over a measles outbreak on the East Coast and whether misinformation about vaccines is making it worse. Plus, the city of Parsons, Kansas unveils one of the very few interactive murals in the country. And Carl Junction agriculture students show off their hard work and inspire young students for a Food for America program. Hope you'll join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up today, KOAM News at 5.
All right, John, thanks, and that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us. Before we go, we'd like to introduce you to some special guests, students from Gates Center Junior and Senior High School media classes. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.